Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 4th September 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note, we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. To access all the training lessons, you can visit a playlist. So in the playlist, you please click on the playlist, view full playlist, supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available, and there is one more playlist recently started, and these are the examples for each of the lessons in this particular playlist. So you first open this view full playlist, click on the view full playlist. Here you have all the training lessons are available. Just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions provided at our Telegram channel. You can find the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. Once you join the Telegram channel, please look into the old messages, or you can also look into the pinned messages to find the training instructions. If you can learn the course according to the training instructions, it will be helpful to you to become a very good independent trader. Please make use of this opportunity. Now I am quickly going to generate different supply demand zone reports. First, daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 21 stocks. Let us identify high priority, high liquidity daily demand zones from this list so that we can apply high liquidity zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 video. Bank of India is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. HFCL is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. IDEA is not valid because it is a peers demand zone. PNB Housing is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. So total we identified 3 daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next, daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us identify high priority daily high liquidity supply zones. So it's not valid because it is a pierced zone. But you can apply pierced zone strategies that you learned in lesson 28 if they are applicable. Okay, MFSL is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We are having only one valid daily high liquidity supply zone from this list for our HLQ zone strategy. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. GMR Airport is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. And also Tata Power is also having 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. So we got 2 stocks from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone, we got 10 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. First one is not valid, is a pierced zone, not valid. Supreme Industries is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We got only 1 stock from this list. So this is about high liquidity zone identification from daily and 75 minutes time frame. Next, I will generate Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with Nifty, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. In any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, pierced column to find the pierced zone. Look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already learned one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. Okay, next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. All are 5-minute supply zones. Scrolling the list down. And here we have the nearest demand zone to the current closing price, serial number 33. I'll put it in the middle of the page. So this is a Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next, I will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain report, changing the name to Nifty Bank. That is nothing but Bank Nifty. So generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. I'll put it in the middle of the page. The nearest demand zone for the current closing price, serial number 19. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. The nearest demand zone for the current closing price, serial number 27. I will keep it in the middle of the page. Okay. So this is Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So we have generated both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Next I will generate sideways bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. I will quickly generate by reducing the commentary for these reports. First monthly income trade sideways long, entry time frame daily, entry zone demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways. I am selecting sideways long at daily. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 11 and pierced zone, so I am allowing for on daily time frame to apply pierced zone strategies if any. Okay, this is the report. We got 6 stocks. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. This is a pierced zone. You can't use directly, only pierced zone strategy only you have to use. Out of 6, 5 are valid. This is a sideways long trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, sideways short trade setup for monthly income trade, daily supply zone and sideways short. We don't have any stocks. Next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame daily demand zone, bullish, minimum odd enhancer score 12. We got 19 stocks. So first 18 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. All these are all. Scrolling the list down, total 19 stocks are filtered. Let us identify high probability trade setup for daily demand zones based on different zone confluence, EMA confluence strategies. You land in lesson 27. First strategy, LTF, ITF, demand zone confluence. Daily, weekly demand zone, confluence filter enabled. We got all 18 stocks. That means all daily demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is uptrend in all the stocks. Let's further filter with weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So 10 stocks are filtered. So these 10 daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. This one you cannot use. You have to use it only for pierced zone strategy. Even this one also. Any daily demand zones pierced are not valid for bullish trade setup. They should be used only for pierced zone strategies that you learned in lesson 28. Okay, next let us filter based on LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. Remove EMA filter. The demand zone confluence, 3 filters: daily, weekly, daily, monthly, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. We got 4 stocks. Out of 4, first 3 are having uptrend. So let's further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EM confluence. And trend on the monthly should not be sideways, should be uptrend. So 2 are filtered. These 2 demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone, bullish or bearish. At daily, I am selecting bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd enhancer score 12. We got 5 stocks, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Okay, next, LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. that is daily and weekly supply zone confluence. All 5 stocks are filtered, daily and weekly supply zone. And the weekly trend is downtrend in all stocks. So let's further filter with EMA confluence at weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. 2 are filtered. So these 2 daily supply zones are having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. Daily and weekly, daily and monthly, weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. So the daily, weekly, monthly supply zones are confluence in all the 3 stocks, but monthly trend is sideways. Sideways trend EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So this is bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, I will generate weekly income trade reports. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways at 75 minutes, sideways long, zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd and hands score 11 for sideways, 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So pierced count 75 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced, which is on 75 minutes demand zone. So we got 2 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. For sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for weekly income trade, 75 minutes supply zone and sideways short. No stocks are available. Okay, next bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, 75 minutes demand zone. Here bullish, minimum odd and hands score 12. We got 13 stocks. Bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zone. So total we got 13 75 minutes demand zones. So from this list we should identify high probability trade setup demand zones based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies land in lesson 27. So let's apply those strategies. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. With this filter we got 12 stocks out of 14. And in all the stocks 75 minutes demand zone overlapped with the daily demand zone, and daily trend, that is ITF trend, is uptrend in all the stocks. So we can further filter with daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So we got 7 stocks. So these 7 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next filter LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. Remove EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. 75 and daily, 75 and weekly, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. So all these 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with the daily, both together overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is uptrend in all the stocks, so we can further filter with weekly EMA confluence for weekly demand zones. So by enabling the filter, we got 2 stocks. So these 2 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances for the zone violation. Okay, next bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone in bullish or bearish at 75 minutes. Selecting bearish, zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd and hands score 12, and 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 8 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And all the entry time frame zones are 75-minute supply zones. So total we got 8 75-minute supply zones. Out of these 8 75-minute supply zones, we should identify high probability trade setup 75-minute supply zones. Based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies, you land in lesson 27. So first filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. By applying the filter, out of 8, 7 are filtered. In all 7, 75-minute supply zones overlapped with daily supply zone. And daily trend is a downtrend in all the stocks. So we can further filter based on daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. And we got again all 7. That means all these 7 stocks are having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next filter is LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter, supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled, 75 and daily, 75 and weekly, daily and weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. And both these stocks, these 75-minute supply zones overlapped with daily. Both together again overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is downtrend. So we can further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. Both are filtered. That means both these supply zones are having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. So this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, we will generate daily income trades. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways at 15 minutes time frame. I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 11 for sideways. 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value I am setting 0. With these filters, we got 3 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. All these 3 demand zones are supporting sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. Next, sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zone 15 minute supply zone and also here sideways short. Let's filter. We got 1 stock. So this 75-minute supply zone supporting sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. This is the 15-minute supply zone. Okay, next. Bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minutes demand zone. Here bullish and minimum odd enhancer score 12. Let's filter. We got 12 stocks. All the 12 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. So total we got 12 stocks. Out of these 15 minutes demand zone, we should filter high probability trade setup supported zones based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies. We learned in lesson 27. Okay, first strategy LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. By enabling the filter, we got 11 stocks. In all 11, the 15 minutes demand zones overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. But 75 minutes trend, ITF trend is up in all the stocks. So we can further filter based on EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame by setting 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. We got 2 stocks. So these 2 15 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied, otherwise higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone Confluence supported stocks, removing EMA filter. In the supply zone Confluence, 3 filters I have to set. Sorry, this is a bullish trade setup. So in the demand zone Confluence, I have to set 3 filters. First one is already enabled, 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 7 stocks. In all the 7 stocks, the 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone, and both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is uptrend in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks out of 7. Let's verify in those 5 any daily demand zones are having daily EMA Confluence. Daily demand zone with daily EMA. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways, and it should be uptrend because bullish trade setup. So 2 stocks are filtered. So these 2 15 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied, otherwise higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next let us generate bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone supply zone, bullish or bearish at 15 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum order enhancer score 12, and also 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 5 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zones. So 5 stocks we got. Out of these 5, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone Confluence and EMA Confluence strategies that we land in lesson 27. So first filter is LTF and ITF supply zone Confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone Confluence. By enabling the filter, we got 5 stocks. In all 5, 15 minutes supply zones overlapped with 75 minutes supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is a downtrend in all the stocks. So let's further filter based on EMA Confluence at 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. 1 stock is filtered. So this 15 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone Confluence, removing EMA filter. Supply zone Confluence, 3 filters I have to set. First one is already enabled, 15 minutes and 75 minutes. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily supply zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. So in these 2 stocks, the 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone, both together again overlapped with daily supply zone. And daily trend is downtrend in both the stocks. Let's verify if any daily supply zone having daily EMA Confluence. Daily supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. So Canara Bank is filtered. This 15 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, there are higher chances of zone violation. So this is about bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Okay, next we will generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Starting with yearly, price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks. Next time frame, half yearly, stocks near to the, near is available, I don't think so. No stocks near demand zones. Near half yearly supply zone also no stocks. Price closed inside the half yearly demand zone, we got 7 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near to the quarterly demand zone. We got 2 stocks. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone. No stocks. Price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. We got 22 stocks. We can further filter this list based on quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. So we got 12 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 12 stocks. We can further filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA confluence. And trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is monthly. Stocks near to the monthly demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 18 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. 32 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. And trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 18 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 23 stocks. We can further filter based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 8 stocks. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone. We got 12 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 16 stocks in the list. I'm scrolling the list down. Total 50 stocks. We can further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. And trend on the weekly should not be sideways. So first 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 32 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. $34 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. And trend on the weekly should not be sideways. So we got 11 stocks. Next time frame daily already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone. we got 16 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 16 stocks are filtered. Next, stocks near to the 125-minute supply zone. We got 16 earlier also, demand zone also 16, right? Yes, supply zones also 16. Okay, so first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 16 stocks. Next time frame 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone, we got 1 stock. Next, stocks near to the 25 minute supply zone, we got 8 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone, no stocks. Near to the 15 minute supply zone, we got 11 stocks. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone, we got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone, we got 7 stocks. So we have completed generation of finding stocks near demand and supply zones. In the final report, I am generating stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. Scrolling the list down, whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. After your study, you can proceed further. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So total 226 stocks. So we have completed the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.